What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a little sneak peek of some of the multiplayer and kind of like design aspects of Advanced Warfare. Afrojack, a musician, was invited to Sledgehammer Studios in San Francisco, and he basically took a look around the offices where they design the game, where they get to play the game, all that stuff, and they uploaded a video on it. In the video, there was a little bit of a look at some of the screens, some of the images, some of the design concepts they're actually working on. So it's a little kind of a sneak peek of some of the previews of Advanced Warfare, which is pretty cool to look at. So the first screenshot we've got right here is of some sort of dark level. It looks like it's very, very dark. You can see the kind of the corner of an outline of a weapon, or it could possibly be a multiplayer menu because there are a lot of options on the screen. It's either that or it's just a single player mission where they've just got a bunch of developer options loaded up on the screen. Now moving on to the next screenshot, this is pretty interesting because we can see obviously someone who's working on a bunch of stuff. He's designing stuff in his two main monitors. If you look at the top monitor, you can see something that says Flash versus Hero, and I was thinking, what does that mean? Could that be a new game mode? Could that be the team's Flash versus Hero? But if you actually look at the bottom, it's actually just a YouTube video, so it's a little bit of a teaser right there. Obviously the people who make these trailers and videos like this, they know every single frame inside out. They know if there's any information in there, and they like to tease us for the keen-eyed people who try and spot stuff in it. They put a little bit of kind of stuff to throw us off. So he's obviously watching a video right there, but behind the video you can see a little bit of what looks like a multiplayer map, which looks very bright, looks very colourful, and just generally an ideal multiplayer map that you'd want to be. But what he's designing right there is a very, very strange looking shape. Could be a weapon, it could be a map, could be some sort of object or something like that. Moving on to the next screen, you can see right here, this is even more evidence of how they know what's in all of the screenshots. They've even blurred out what was on this guy's screen right here, and the first one on the top looks like you're being escorted by a bunch of Atlas soldiers through some kind of corridor, and the second one below is someone's head, which is obviously blurred out because they don't want us to see who that character is. But again, it's interesting to see how they do put these little sneak little frames for us to see and point out in these little trailers, and that's what I'm doing here for you guys. And this next one right here is a nuclear rocket or a nuclear weapon of some sort. This is very interesting because obviously this woman is designing this in Photoshop, and it's very interesting to see they actually have these nuclear weapons in this game, because obviously it's set in 2054, very, very futuristic, and this kind of signifies that there will be some sort of nuclear element in the game where there's some kind of weapons being fired. This is obviously the kind of rocket that holds multiple warheads on one kind of body of a rocket, and it's just really cool to see there will be nukes involved in a single player at some point, possibly even multiplayer. Might there be a multiplayer nuke kill streak, but there's definitely some sort of nukes involved in this game. And this is a very interesting shot, probably the most interesting to me. This looks like the loading screen of a map. That's definitely the kind of the style, the cinematic kind of edge and the angle that a multiplayer map loading screen normally has. When you first load up the map, it's loading everything in. You can see a preview of the map and what's going on. This looks like it's in some sort of tunnel, and this definitely looks like a multiplayer preview of a map because obviously he's designing a still artwork kind of frame, if you like. And but this possibly looks like the loading screen of a map, and you can see another one behind that, which is like the corridor, which again looks very, very futuristic. They're kind of like space looking doors, and then the next one you can see another character. This guy looks really cool. If this is multiplayer, that would be amazing. It's probably just a single player like typical grunt, but imagine if your multiplayer character could look like this with the red visors and all that stuff. It looks really, really cool. And then we can see another surface. This looks really interesting to me because it could possibly be a surface that you can actually destroy. It looks very similar to like a very, very thin material of metal which you could possibly shoot with a laser, and you can actually cut through it. I can imagine shooting the laser rifle and just cutting right through it, or possibly you kick right through it, you punch right through it, and maybe you can open up different areas for cover, or you can maneuver through it. But that's just a thought. It could be possibly that you could be able to affect the environment like you can in other games. You can actually destroy stuff, you can make your own lines of sight and stuff like that. Then we can see another frame right here of what looks to be some sort of lift or elevator, possibly a window cleaning thing that goes up the side of a skyscraper, and again it could possibly be a part of a multiplayer map. And then we have another screen which is really, really interesting. This is definitely a piece of actual gameplay, whether it's multiplayer or single player, can't really tell exactly. And this is definitely a bit of shooting that's going on. It's in the first person. You can see the character's leg just in front with his exosuit on, and you make your way through a map, and then the screen, but just before that you can actually see a bit of a laser weapon, which is really, really interesting. You can see the beam, the red beam on the top left hand side of the screen going through, which is a laser beam being shot, and again that's really, really interesting to see. And so yeah, that is just a little look of some of the screens that I managed to pick out and see, and it's always very interesting to look at every little detail in these trailers, see what they're working on, some little ideas and concepts. Let me know what you think about this, and obviously the Advanced Warfare multiplayer reveal isn't very far away. We're very, very close to seeing full multiplayer gameplay and the reveal and the trailer and all that stuff. Of course I'm going to be making loads of videos for that when it comes out, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss those videos. You can also follow me on Twitter in the description so you can keep up to date with me and even more Advanced Warfare news. Remember to give the video a like rating if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later.